Hey everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far and that you're doing well. For this video we'll be going through a bit of a unboxing and review of Vaporeon, and this is Pop Vinyl 627 of some part of the Pop Vinyl series, and Vaporeon is part of the Pop Games line, or subline, all under the general Funko banner. And I believe Vaporeon, at least this particular version, might have been a 2021 release. Which, in saying that, awkward timing, because I believe I have caught wind of a 4-pack which will have Eevee, Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon. So for anyone who missed out on the initial individual releases, here is your chance to get all 4 of them in the one pack together. Anyway, here we have Vaporeon, so I'll try and keep this one relatively short and sweet if possible, just because it's a pop vinyl. There isn't a lot of articulation, so I guess general disclaimer, we'll definitely have a look at Vaporeon out of the box, but yeah, there isn't much articulation or movement within it. So here we have the typical front of the box for Vaporeon. We can clearly see the Vaporeon pop through the plastic window, as well as the line art of Vaporeon as well. Standard side, standard other side, won't worry about the bottom, standard top, and then the back. So Eevee has been done, or at least the standing version of Eevee. We're up to Vaporeon, and then we will have Jolteon and Flareon in the upcoming weeks. So I mentioned in some of my previous Pop Vinyl videos, aiming to do a pop related content once a week, just to keep things a little bit different. Also get a bit more practice with some of these unboxings and reviews. So now that we've had a look at the box, which for all intents and purposes is pretty much aligned to the standard Pop Vinyl decorum, I will open up the box and then we can have a better look at Vaporeon. And with Vaporeon outside of the box, so obviously I won't worry too much about the plastic clamshell, but what was included? A sitting Vaporeon, and there was a bit of a background which, when I was doing the Eevee unboxing, I really thought nothing of the background, but I did notice that they do make an attempt to make the little backing piece somewhat relevant. So this is the back piece that's at the back of the inside of the box behind Vaporeon and the plastic clamshell. And yes, you will notice it actually is the water symbol. So I know with the Eevee Pop Vinyl I did basically decide I will keep them outside of the box, but if you were to maintain your Pop Vinyls at least within the plastic clamshell, I would recommend getting some of those see-through boxes so you could at least have the pop and the clamshell against the backing within the clear box. So that's basically an indication of what you would expect to have Vaporeon in front of the background. It is very cool. I'll give it that much. Now, in terms of Vaporeon, so what do we have here? So Vaporeon is actually in a pretty much a sitting pose, so unlike Eevee, who was in a standing pose. But in saying that, there is a sitting Eevee, which is now starting to make me wonder. Anyway, Vaporeon. From the front, from the side, the back, the other side, a bit of a top down and a bottom up view. So I will say, from a sitting down pose, Vaporeon does look very cool, and it was very nice that Vaporeon has taken on a different stance than Eevee and even Flareon and Jolteon. So I'd probably say it's a bit of a catch-22 where with all of these being evolutions, that they have a little hint back to the original type of Eevee, and I think even though they all look individually distinguishable from each other, I'm sure if I got the sitting Eevee, which I'm very now tempted to do, if I put these two together, you would notice a lot of commonality, despite one being Eevee and the other being Vaporeon. Anyway, that commentary aside, in terms of colours, so we have bits of yellow, the darker blue, the lighter blue, a middle tone blue, the white, and bits of black for some of the detailing. I would say Vaporeon looks very, very cute. And I do like how some of the extra bits of Vaporeon do change the general silhouette as well. So Vaporeon, definitely very cool looking. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Vaporeon's head moves. Rightio. So, I can neither confirm or deny it, but Vaporeon has articulation in the head. Now, I don't know if it's mine. By the way, that it can't do a full 360 just because parts of the frill connect with some of the ridges on the back. Plus, that is a bit of a weird, creepy exorcist scene right there with Vaporeon's head looking down the back. But you can get a good degree of movement. I mean, actually, you can do a 360. Just be careful when you take it over the ridge. But it can be done. Now, I don't know if it's supposed to do that. It hasn't really compromised the stability of Vaporeon. But there you go. The head can move. Somewhat creepy. So in saying that, so that is Vaporeon per the box in the sitting pose. If you were to maybe do a side-on Vaporeon, which actually doesn't look that half bad. And then if you were to do a other side-on, maybe angle. Actually, I feel the poses where the tail is at the front as opposed to behind actually look a lot better. But yeah, Vaporeon actually does look cool once you move the head around and just work a bit better with the actual body form. So there you go. I was actually not expecting that. I'm really hoping I have not inadvertently destroyed my Vaporeon. Conveniently enough, there's a 4-pack coming out. I will admit that is actually kind of cool. I don't think all of the evolutions will do it, but saying that I'm most tempted to try an Eevee again, but that can probably end in tragedy. So there you go. That is a bit of a look at Vaporeon. So colours are pretty good, and the colours are where they need to be. Vaporeon is not super detailed, but I think that's just standard pop vinyl logic. As I said, the colours are good. The little head movement is a complete bonus. So I definitely say overall, Vaporeon has been very well represented in the standard pop scale. Now, there's a bit of a cameo. Here is Eevee. So here are the two together. So Eevee standing and Vaporeon sitting. Interestingly enough, Eevee actually has his or her mouth slightly open, so there is some extra paint apps there, whilst Vaporeon is just probably more of your standard type of smile. That's two of the evolutions together, Eevee and Vaporeon. It's hard to imagine that this evolves into this, but there you have it. Definitely glad that they didn't basically add on the Vaporeon aesthetic onto a remolded Eevee. I think it's definitely good that they went down this route, and I'm pretty sure they reverse engineered the sitting Eevee from Vaporeon. And to be honest, it probably wouldn't be too difficult because you already have the baseline Eevee. But I'd say, overall, for what they are, they look really, really cool. Now I will have some extra pictures on my Instagram, as well as some quick shorts as well, so there'll be some other opportunities to have a bit more of a photo session with Eevee and Vaporeon, as well as Vaporeon on his or her own. Now, I'm a huge fan of the evolution, so it's definitely hard to say no to Vaporeon, Eevee, etc. Although Eevee, as I mentioned in the Eevee unboxing, was a bit of an afterthought. So can I do this? Just to make them look kind of cool. One of these days, I actually might try and change the orientation of the video for these pop vinyls, given that they tend to be the same size. So I would definitely say for anyone who's a fan of either Vaporeon, the Evolutions, Eevee, etc., etc., this will definitely be a very nice welcome addition to the collection. If you're a huge fan of Pokemon, then I don't see why you probably haven't picked up every single Pokemon pop vinyl. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there does appear to be a upcoming 4-pack release that will have Eevee, Vaporeon, Jolteon and Flareon. So if you did miss out the first time, you're in luck. Now I suspect the standing Eevee will probably still be an exclusive of some description, so I don't expect that one to pop up in a double pack, triple pack, or even a 4-pack, but see how you go. I think sitting Eevee I think is still readily available. I'll definitely have to check because I was actually really tempted to get one. So that brings us to an end of the unboxing and weird review of Vaporeon. Still trying to get a handle on these things. Yes, I quite enjoyed it. So next week, I suspect whoever 628 was will be the next Pokemon / pop vinyl. In fact, if I just double check, 628 was Jolteon. So stick around for that. That'll be in the upcoming week, and I'm sure I'll have Vaporeon and Eevee do a quick little cameo in the Jolteon video, and of course I will put the 3 of them together for the subsequent photography sessions. Thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. All of this does help support the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. Extra content can also be found at my Instagram account, link below. Stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in a future video. See ya.